Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to give you a 3-part series on exactly how to do proper shifting in a 10-speed tractor trailer. Now, once you want to get your CDL license, one of the things that most people are afraid of is, hey, I don't know how to shift. How can I actually learn how to shift? One of the things you do have to understand is we have our state-of-the-art driving simulators that are built specifically to teach you how to shift properly and get you years of experience within a few days of training by giving you real-world examples as well. But if shifting is really that difficult for you, no worries. We can actually take you to the test in an automatic truck without any issue. The only downside with going in an automatic truck to the actual test is going to be making sure that you are going to have that restriction on your license, which means if you take the test in automatic, you cannot drive any manual transmission vehicle. So it might limit you for the future. That's why we really encourage all of our students to learn how to shift properly, so by the time they actually get their license, they can get whatever job that they actually want out there. So that being said, let's teach you in a 3-part series. This is part number 1. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to get the rest of the 2 parts here to really understand what is shifting all about. So in this 3-part series, first thing we're going to talk about is the gear pattern. And now the next one is going to be upshifting, and then the one after that, part 3, is going to be downshifting. So when it comes to the gear pattern, every truck's going to be a little bit different. The most common transmission out there is going to be called a 10-speed transmission. And simply what that means is that there's 10 different gears to actually get into, right? So what does that look like? How can this thing, which is called a shifter, go into 10 different gears? It kind of can get complicated. Our job is to simplify success for you and help you move forward in the right direction. So the way to view it is, if you see on the screen, this is how it kind of looks. So you're actually going to have 6 different categories or kind of channels that you can actually go into. So this is a shifter over here, and right here this is what's called a T-bar. So this bar right over here goes up and down. That also helps us decide what gear we want to go into. So the first thing you do have to understand is, why is there manual transmission vehicles for tractor trailers? Well, because these vehicles weigh a whole lot, that means that you actually need to be able to shift to determine how much power versus how much speed you want in the actual vehicle. The way to think about it is, the higher the gear, the more speed you have, but the less power. The lower the gear, the more power you have, but the less speed. And there's always a trade-off. That's why when you're starting off from a stop, you need a lot more power, a lot more torque, a lot more momentum. That's why you're going to start off in lower gear, especially if you are fully loaded. That being said, like I said, 10-speed transmission is going to be the most basic and the most common transmission out there. And this is what the gear pattern looks like, right? So this is a shifter. To go to first gear, we want to first make sure that the T-bar is all the way down, and we are going all the way to the left until we hit that wall, and then we're coming back to first gear. From there, we're going to push forward, and there's a spring here, right? So now the middle, we're then going to pull forward with the T-bar down. All right, so now that you understand what the gears are all about, and it's all about speed and power, now let's talk about where the gear pattern actually is. So like I said, the 10-speed transmission is the most common transmission out there. And the thing that you have to understand is, we have to go into all 10 gears. So let's kind of walk through that. If you're going to go to first gear, it's going to be all the way to the left until you hit that wall, and then you're going to come down. We want to make sure that this T-bar is down, because that's going to tell us that we're going into first gear. If it's confusing, don't worry, we'll kind of go through it little by little. From there, then we're going to now go into second gear, which is going to be the middle piece, and then we're going to go straight up. Again, make sure the T-bar is down. From there, we're going to go into third gear, which is going to be straight back, which is middle back, T-bar down. Fourth gear is going to be up to the right until you hit the wall, and then up again. So to the right and up is going to be fourth gear. And then fifth gear is going to be straight down. So it's going to be down and then down again into fifth gear, all with the T-bar down. Now we have 10 gears. So that means 5 are going to be low, which is the T-bar down, and 5 are going to be high. So that means 6 through 10 are going to be high. So now once we're in fifth gear, we want to go up to 6. We're going to have to put the T-bar up, go back into neutral, go back all the way to where first was, and now hit that wall all the way to the left, and then back up again, and that's 6th gear. Now the only difference between first and 6th gear, the position is exactly the same. The difference is that the T-bar is now up, and that's telling us, hey, now we're going to 6th gear. Remember, the higher the gear, the more speed we're going to start picking up, the less necessary power you're going to have. So that being said, now we're going to go to 7th. Same thing as like going into 2nd. So we're going to pull up. The thing you have to understand is that there's always a spring, so the spring is always going to push you back to the middle. and then you're just going to push back up, so up into the middle. And then 8 is going to be straight back, and then 9, and then of course 10, the same thing as 5th gear. Now the same thing happens when we're actually downshifting. So now we're going to go through the pattern just backwards. So 10, we're going to go to 9, which is up to the right, 8, which is middle down, 7, which is middle up, and then 6, which is left down. Now we want to go down to 5th gear, so we're going to put the T-bar down. We're going to go all the way back up to 5th, so to the right and down, and then 4, up, 3, down, 2, middle up, and then of course 1 to the left and down. Now you might be saying, okay, well how do I actually get into reverse? All you're talking about is things going forward. Well, reverse is going to be the opposite of number 1, which is all the way to the left and up. Now, if you put the T-bar down for reverse, you're going to be in low reverse, which is the normal speed. If you want to go speedy in reverse, which I don't know why you'd want to do that, you could just put the T-bar up. Just anytime you're changing the T-bar, right, you have to make sure you're in neutral and then go into that gear itself. So that's pretty much the gear patterns, how to understand what the transmission actually looks like. Now, the next step is going to be how do you actually use your footwork? And on the footwork, this becomes very complicated because a lot of people really understand, okay, I can count to 10. If you can count to 10, you know how this gear pattern works. It's just a little bit of muscle memory. And if you become a student here, we'll guide you through all that stuff. Now, on the next video, what we're going to be going through is the actual foot pattern of what it needs to do when it comes to upshifting. Now, you got 3 different pedals here. There's going to be like a rhythm here. And if you know how to dance, this is going to be a piece of cake for you. But if you got 2 left feet, like my mother does sometimes, then you're definitely going to have a hard time. But no worries, with enough repetition, we can actually help you out as well. The other thing that you do have to understand is, okay, we're going to understand what the gear pattern looks like. We're going to have to do something called double clutching, and we'll explain all this stuff in the very next video. So if you haven't seen the video yet, make sure you subscribe and just search for the part 2 of the shifting training video here at Driving Academy. Thank you, and if you're looking to get your CDL license and you like this video, give us a like button, put in the comments below what other training videos do you want out there, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can help you out. And ultimately, come to the best CDL school in the country. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Find a location near you, and we can help you get yourself on your road to freedom very, very soon. Thanks. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get your CDL license, you know where to go. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, right over there. And if you like this video, you'll definitely like this video right over here. So make sure you check that out. But before anything else, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you soon.